Welcome to the Empower House podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Bryant, founder of Empower House, the brunch club events, business club mentor, twin mum, and coffee enthusiast. I've been hosting my networking event, the Brunch Club, featuring incredible speakers for 7 years. Now I'm bringing the Brunch Club experience and more to your ears. Come and join the community. Find us on Instagram at empower.house. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I am Lauren Bryant, your host, and today we're talking about business systems. I recently, in the last 18 months or so, changed my entire business. I hit pause on clients for a few months and rebuilt everything that I had been doing for the previous 8 years and rebuilt it in high level. The main reason was that I started my business to have more flexibility in my time and was spending so much of it doing manual tasks, switching between platforms, transferring information from one to the other, and it had become tedious. I was working days and nights just to keep up with everything and was burning out. It also didn't make a lot of financial sense. What I had done, which is what a lot of my clients do as well, is start a business with one system and add something else, and then you're using third-party integration software and all of that kind of thing. And you just end up with this kind of Frankenstein business system where there's a lot of double handling and it doesn't make sense. There are ways that it can work better for you and where you can set these things up and let it run with minimal input from yourself. So that's what I did for myself. After 8 years of doing it for my clients and taking them from many systems or no systems and putting them all into the same place, I decided that it was my turn and I made a bit of a project. So it was a bit of a big deal considering I was still a solo operator at the time, but it did give me the space to be able to bring on help as well. So one of the things that I did as I went was record the new way of doing things so that I would have a procedure ready for the next person to pick up and work with. They would see screen recordings, I had it in text, links to all of the things, and I made little courses so that next time I was bringing somebody on, they would be able to just go through exactly the way that I had done it and see where I'm clicking and why we're doing these different things so that everybody's on the same page and rowing the boat in the same direction in the future. In my business, I have several offerings. You can come to my events. You can work one-on-one with me. You can join my mastermind. I also have a course, some mini courses, and now I have the podcast as well. So I had a number of platforms to handle different aspects of my business. What that meant is that I was paying multiple subscription fees across multiple platforms. I had MailChimp for email marketing, Acuity scheduling for the appointments. That had a couple of automations in there for appointment reminders and that kind of thing. I had WooCommerce where I was selling my event tickets. I had Google Forms to take on applications for event speakers. I had a whole host of processes that were not centralized. The information for my clients was everywhere. On top of that, of course, I had Canva for design, Reckon for my bookkeeping, all of the extra bits and pieces that go on top of that. Goodness. What I wanted from my systems was for it to be all under one roof, working for me, automated, and in a form that I could duplicate what I had already been doing and scale in that way. It would also give me a way to refine my processes and remove some of the bottlenecks that I was experiencing, and also for my clients, for the customers, for the people coming to the events. One day while I was at one of my events, I had a conversation with some of the other guests there, and we were talking systems, and you'll get me to nerd out over systems any day of the week. I had found one that I was considering, and it just so happens that one of the other ladies that I was talking to was already using it. So she gave me a look behind the curtain, told me all of the things it did, and I went ahead and got myself this system. That system is go high level. High level for me was going to be the all-in-one, most in one platform that I could use for my events, my appointments, any of the automations that I needed, my marketing, my social media, all of that sort of stuff, all under one roof. I decided that the event process was going to be my first project. So between the months of December and February, I do very little client work. That has been the trend in my business forever. I guess it's because people take holidays over Christmas. They're done for the year. They don't want to talk systems and strategy. They just want to take some time with their families, and I absolutely get that. So that was when I decided I was going to close my business down. It ended up being more like December through March, but that's okay. I closed my business down to clients. I only ran 2 events in that time. One of them was quite big, but I only did the 2 events. And I took the time to rebuild my processes from the ground up. So for the events, on the customer side, I needed to have a landing page with something about. On the customer side, I needed to have a landing page. It would have the speaker bio, it would have the information about the event, the menu options, somewhere to give me their dietary requirements, their choices, their seating requests, take payments. It would then also give them the details on email. It would send them a receipt. It would remind them of the event details. And it would also put them into my system so that next time I'm having an event, I can send them those details. On the other side, on the speaker side, I needed a landing page with a form so that the speakers could apply to be at my next event, whether that's Brisbane or Gold Coast. The system would then send them an email to say, yes, we've got your form. Here's some more information. The system also will send me a notification to say you've got a new speaker application. So all of these things are all handled under one roof now, under high level, whereas it took 2 or 3 different systems to get that done before. On the customer's end, I needed them to have a landing page, and that would have the speaker bio, all of the event details, what the menu choices were, a way for them to send me their choices, pay for their ticket, and then also receive an invoice or a receipt for their payment. I then also needed a way to email them with the event details and give them a reminder when the event was coming up. On the speaker side, I needed to have a form for them to fill out to apply to speak, a way to choose their meals and which dates they were available, send me headshots, all of that kind of thing. And I wanted to have an automation that would email them to say, I've got your application, and also notify me that I have a new application as well. For me, on my end, I wanted all of these things to happen under one roof. I wanted to be able to take payment and have the details from both the speaker form and from the customer's form stored in the same place so that I can contact them again. I can market them new events. I can send them all of those notifications that they need. I can look up their previous purchases. I can see where they've come from. So high level was going to be able to do that for me, which is why I started there. So the customer journey for the Brunch Club events right now is that I have a 3-step landing page or funnel. The first page has the speaker details, the event details, the menu, and all of that sort of thing. You hit book now, you're taken to step 2, which has a form where they put all of their details in. They choose their drink, meal, tea and coffee, tell me about any dietaries, allergies, if they've got any seating requests. All of that is on the one form with the payment, which means that at the time that you are putting in your details, you are also putting in your card details. Payment is captured, it's taken to the 3rd step, and that 3rd step tells them, look in your inbox, you will have an email from me, but also this is my email if you need to contact me for anything, and come and find me on Instagram. These are my 2 accounts because I have at empower.house and at the Brunch Club events. The difference that has made in getting people to connect with me online prior to an event is incredible. I have so many more followers who are customers now because of this one step, telling them this is where to find me and leaving a simple link for them to click and follow through with that action. The journey for the customer then, once they've hit pay and they've gotten to that thank you page, They receive the email with the receipt in it, so they can put that through their bookkeeping. Then they receive an email from me 7 days out as a reminder with the event details. Then they receive another email 3 days out, reminding again of the event details, giving them the address, the time it starts, and it also sends them a text message. On the day of the event, 3 hours after it's finished, it then sends them another text message, and it asks for a review. Unless they've already clicked the review link in that text message before, then it sends them another text thanking them for coming and encouraging them to join the online Facebook group. Before I had all of these systems in high level, I would get a review here and there, probably every few months. Having the review SMS and email has made such a difference, because I was getting a review from people every now and then, and that would be when they really had a great time and they would go and search me out because I wasn't asking for it. Now I'm getting a review basically every event, if not 2 or 3. And then I'm also getting feedback on email and through SMS as well, which is fabulous. It's opened a line of communication between me and the event guests that wasn't there before, which just makes that customer experience so much better. The next part of my business that I moved into high level is the mastermind membership, and that also comes with an online community via the online. The next part of my business that I moved into high level was my mastermind, which includes an online customer portal. There's a whole community. It's not on social media, and it gives them a place to meet and communicate with me. I can give them extra resources. We have all of our chats in there. I can keep bringing more value to them because they're part of that community, and it gives them more of a reason to go in there and participate as well. I also moved over my business club course, which was hosted on my WordPress website, with yet another subscription to make that work. Again, straight through the client portal. All of the courses that you buy are all under your profile. You can watch them at any time. It ticks off your progress. There's certificates for when people complete them. And then I have automations that go with both the mastermind and the course to follow up with people. How are you doing? Are you enjoying it? Is there anything that you need? All of those things are built into the workflows and automations as part of my high level business processes now. I also moved across my appointments from Acuity to high level. I needed to have the appointments on offer. I needed the two-way integration with my calendar, the automations that confirm the appointment, give the details, send Zoom links if it's online, give the client the reminders, this appointment's coming up, and then also the follow-up. Did you enjoy it? Please leave us a review. Everything from booking the appointment to turning up and taking payment is all done without me having to do anything. So that the only part of that whole process that has to be done by me is actually turning up and doing the session. That booking calendar also is integrated on my website. So you can visit empowerhouseonline.com/book and see my calendar availability for the different appointment types that I have set up. And then there were all the little things in my business that I had done previously and pretty well forgotten about. There's the contact forms. There's the free ebook downloads. There's the social media side of things. There's the email marketing side of things. All of this that I had already set up in other platforms on my website and all of that sort of stuff then needed to be rebuilt in high level, but it's all in one place now. And that was the main goal from me. Stop switching platforms, stop sending money left, right, and center, and get some of my time and money back so that this business could start working for me a bit better. Now, I didn't know that I was going to be having babies when I set all of this up. I can tell you hands down that I would not be able to run my events with other people hosting them or do any of the things that I was doing before I did this because of how little time I currently have on my hands. I am right now in the middle of 4-month-old twins, which means we're still feeding every 3 hours. I am up all night. My partner takes care of the late night feed so I can get a few hours sleep. I get up, I pump, I feed them. I get probably an hour and a half worth of work time in between 11 o'clock and 3 a.m. That hour and a half is the time that I'm using to do my social media stuff, looking for who my next speaker is going to be, replying to DMs and emails. I've done a little bit of client work on websites and systems and that sort of thing. I plan what I'm going to do in my mastermind. I come up with new ideas then. I give my VA what needs to happen next. So she's still busy because she's relying on me for direction as well. So in my hour and a half in the middle of the night is when I'm running my business. I wouldn't say by my own standards, pre-pregnancy standards, let's be serious, that my business is thriving right now, but I haven't closed the doors. I am now running 2 networking events, one on the Gold Coast, one in Brisbane. Every 2 weeks, I'm hosting an event. I have my business club mastermind with members in it. I've also added extra time for them. We have our mastermind session on the second Thursday of the month, and then on the 4th Thursday of the month, they also have Telegram support days, so they can get in, pick my brain, get any support, bounce ideas at any time through the month, and I have a dedicated day to get back to them. Generally, I'm trying to reply to them between that, but that is the dedicated time as well. I am still doing some website work and system work in the middle of the night, so I'm still getting my client service with what I'm going to say is about 5% of the time that I had prior to having children. So while my time is consumed being mum and watching these little cherubs grow and doing all of the things for them, my business is still operating, and I'm putting in 5% of the time that I was prior to having the babies, which is pretty crazy, especially considering that, yes, my expenses have gone up because I'm paying another team member, but I'm actually making more profit now than I was before when I was working 5 days and 3 or 4 nights. That difference alone is crazy to me. Now, I have spent the previous 8 years, so I'm just about to click over 9 years in this business, the previous 8 years doing bespoke systems for everybody. I've done trades, I've done medical clinics, I've done all sorts of allied health, you name it, I've worked with them, and I have taken this system and that website and put them all together so that it all works. What I have done for everybody else, I am now doing in one platform for me, and it has made a massive difference. High level isn't going to suit everybody. The price point alone counts some people out, but I will say that this is a one size fits most platform, and if you can make the stretch, it's $97 a month US dollars, which comes to about 150 Australian. The amount of time that it has given me back in my day-to-day and allowed me to hand over these different tasks to my VA is so valuable to me. The most important thing when you are looking at your business and the way that it runs is to work out where you're losing time and where you're losing money. For the most part, your time is going to be your most precious resource. If you are in the beginning stages and money is your most precious resource, then maybe this one isn't for you just yet. The most important part of this whole process is working out where your bucket has holes, your time bucket and your money bucket. Your system should be saving you time and most certainly be a good investment of your money. So if you're in that part of your business now where you need to work out which parts to keep and which parts to evolve, then looking at your day-to-day is the first place to start. I'm a bit old school. I love my notepad and pen. So the way that I work out what needs doing is to write stuff down. So if you're looking at changing your systems or making a new automation or process or just fine-tuning what you're doing, take your paper and your pen and write down everything that you do. And it can be for your whole day, for your whole week, in order to create whatever it is that you do, what the process is for your customers to buy from you. Go and write it all down and see where all of your manual steps are and where your bottlenecks are and what steps you can actually do away with altogether? Are they actually achieving anything? Are they slowing you down? Are they necessary? Are they helping the experience? I find it really useful to look at how many clicks are involved. So if your customer has to click this, type that, click this, pay here, then click something else, maybe there's too many steps involved for them. And that will become a point of friction, which will actually start costing you sales, costing you clients. So write down everything that you're doing, work out what can be changed, and then create your workflows and your automations around that new polished process. And that is the simplest and easiest way to work out where your holes are. The biggest tip that I can give you is to do one thing at a time. If you went and looked at your business and tried to change everything over all at once, you would be so overwhelmed and probably wouldn't get there, and it would feel awful. You'd be looking at this system going, what have I done? Why did I do that? So don't do that. Choose one part of your business, get one process down, test it, have somebody else test it, leave it for a bit, come back and look at it again with fresh eyes. That is the only way to take what you are currently doing and do something else, turn it into something else, more efficient, more time friendly, more money friendly, is just start with one thing and finish it and then move on to the next. Once you have your one process down, your one workflow, your automations, whatever, you'll notice the difference that it makes in your days or your weeks or your months. And that is where you then move on to the next one and the next and the next. And then you can come back and innovate on what you've already done, improve it, make it more efficient, make it so you're speaking to the client you're serving today, not 3 or 4 years ago. I wish it was as simple as saying, just do this one thing and it will work for your business. It's not. I think that you really need to have some time in your business to work out how you actually want to work. Not just, well, I did this at my last company, so that's the way I'm going to do it now. Does it work for you? Does it fit your lifestyle? Remember to ask yourself, why did you start your business? Was it so that you could do the same thing that you've always done? Or was it so you could have a different life? Your processes don't need to be the same forever. Just because you've always done things one way doesn't mean you have to continue. There's going to be better ways. There's going to be a whole heap of AI that you can use that's going to cut your time down. You have to learn how to use it, which is the same with the systems. You're going to have to learn how to use it. But the sooner that you do that, the sooner you can move on to the next stage, the next level, and be able to scale your business so that you'll be working on your business more often than working in it. Of course, everybody's business goals are different, so it depends on your measure of success. If your measure of success is being able to have the flexibility to be at the kids' school or go away on amazing trips around the world, then maybe it doesn't matter how much money you're bringing in. Maybe you just need to be able to get around with your laptop and your phone and run your business from your back pocket, essentially. Maybe your measure of success is to have a big team and to be doing millions of dollars and all of that kind of thing. If so, great. You really need to have great foundations to be able to do that. Whatever your idea of success is, build your systems towards that, not towards what other people say on TikTok or Instagram or wherever else you're getting your business info. You need to build your systems around your life and the way you want to do business and the way that your customer is going to appreciate the experience with you. And that's what keeps them coming back. If you have any system questions, I would love to hear from you. Do come and visit me on Instagram at empower.house. If you would like any more information on the Go High Level system, come over to my website. I will leave a link in the show notes for you as well. empowerhouseonline.com/GHL. That is it from me for this episode. Thank you for joining me. I will catch you next time.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed it, please send this to somebody who you think will enjoy it too. Don't forget to leave a review so I can reach more people just like you.